Sarah here with Fae Creations. Thanks so much for tuning in for another soap making adventure. Today we are doing a watermelon soap. Summer just isn't summer without watermelon. I love watermelon. It is my favorite fruit. Actually, I can't wait until, because it's May right now, that it's actually in season and delicious so that I can feed it to Bash. I bet he's really going to enjoy that treat. I've heard you can even like freeze it for teething. Anyway, neither here nor there. Lots of watermelon soaps in the soap making world, but I'm going to try and make this one a little bit more interesting. And then the typical, design to make it look like a watermelon, I'm going to add a frost top to this. So to get started, I have just added in my lye solution into my room temperature oils, coconut milk powder in here, kaolin clay, Tessa silk, and sodium lactate. Give that a buzz. Like I was saying, watermelon soaps, typically every soap maker out there has done a watermelon soap. It's just one of those classical fragrances that sell really well in the summer, and it just screams summer. It really does. So typical design with the green rind and the pink fleshy fruit and some seeds on the inside. So that is what I'm going to go for. I have split this off for the rind part. I have got some green vibrants that I can't get open because my hands are slippery. Alright, and I don't have a spoon because I'm not ready. Okay. Green Vibrance by Nurture into the big one, and then into the little one I've got some jade green just to give it a little bit of a swirl and design on the inside. I'm going to get them mixed together. Also, to add a little interest to this, I've got some jojoba beads in Kelly Green that I'm going to add to this big bucket. For design, little exfoliation. And then I'm going to add in my fragrance oil, which is Pink Watermelon by Nature's Garden. So a lot of fragrances that are watermelon, I've either used or seen other soap makers use, they tend to discolor or accelerate. This one seems to be pretty good from what I've read. It has notes of fresh, crisp watermelon, strawberry, jasmine, rose, green notes, cassis, oak moss, white woods, and vanilla. So it's not just plain old watermelon. It has lots of other complex notes to it. I just thought pink watermelon sounded very fruity, very summery, and I just wanted to go off of that design. So I'm just doing lots of pinks in this soap and just working off the watermelon and the strawberry in there. So I'm going to get this mixed in. I'm going to do a little in the pot swirl, and then I'm going to pour this layer for the watermelon rind into my molds. So for the other half of my batter, I've got this vermilion pink, and it's a soapbox mica. I'm still holding on to a lot of those. I don't use them very often, so I probably should start. But this is definitely a color I like to use for watermelon, that fleshy watermelon color. Soapbox micas is no longer in business, but I mean, it's micas. They work. I'm going to mix that in, and then I'm going to pour that over top of my green layer. And you probably noticed I didn't do like that thin layer of watermelon rind just to keep it a little more abstract. It's about halfway up the mold, and then I have some soap dough seeds that I made using a clay extruder that I'm going to randomly put inside of this pink. So let's give this a mix. show you what I'm doing with the frosting here. I've got some rose pink by Nurture Soap. Put a little bit of that in there, and then I'm going to tone it down with a bit of titanium dioxide dispersed in water, just a bit. And then I've got some poppy seeds. I'll blend that up, add my lye solution, let that set up, and then we'll start piping the top. Alright, got my nice pink strawberry colored frosting on top of here, and I'm going to start off by putting on some of this wild strawberry Enviro glitter by Nurture, and the fan's on. Let's try that again. It was just blowing it all over the place, but I just want a little shimmer on here. And then I've got some embeds to add. Let's see. I think that's good. Alright, embeds, I have some strawberries. Some of them are made out of cold process. Others are just melt and pour, right out of melt and pour. So I had to use the cold process. I've got some straws, paper straws, like a fruity smoothie, summery smoothie drink. And then I have a, what are these? Cranberry seeds. A shaker of cranberry seeds. These are from Brambleberry, and I like to put them in spice jars. And then I'm gonna probably finish it off with some more glitter, which is this Eco Glimmer, and the name of it is called Rosy Stardust. So that will go on top as well. So let's start with the strawberries here. It always reminds me of like when I was a kid, not even a kid, like a teenager, where things just stacked. That's what these containers remind me of, like lip glosses that stacked together. Alright, very large strawberries going on here, so hopefully there's no casualties when I go to cut them. I didn't realize how big these were. Every time I think of watermelon, I think of that Harry Styles song, Watermelon Sugar, so I have that stuck in my head right now. Don't know what it is. I don't even think I've heard the full song. I've just heard clips of it. Summer. This is the summer of the cicada. And what I mean by that is there's currently a 17-year-old brood of cicadas that is emerging from the ground as we speak. Yeah, they're really big. Cutting this ought to be a blast, but I squished them on there. I'm gonna try to do the same for the other one. Back to cicadas. Let's talk about bugs. In Maryland, they are currently emerging from the ground, and they are huge, ugly looking things. I can't stand them. They give me the heebie-jeebies. But the last time they came up was 17 years ago, and I can't believe I'm saying this. I had graduated high school. It was like the senior high school year. Everyone was talking about these cicadas, so it was pretty much a highlight of the summer, like going to senior week and having to drive through all these cicadas that are hitting the windows. I just remember they were in the pool and they were everywhere. Now it's May 2021, and here they are again. My friends who live in the county from which we moved from, Baltimore County, they are just sending me pictures and videos and just saying how disgusting it is in their backyard, that they can't even go outside because they're covering every single surface. And just the noise that they make, they're so loud. They really are. If you've never heard a cicada, I mean, you probably have. I don't know if they're in every single state, but there's piles of them the shells they leave behind. They're all over the trees, and they make this humming sound. I believe it's with their wings, and it's their mating call. And they just hang up in the trees, and that's what they do. They mate and then they die. But when you go outside, it's just deafening how loud they are. And I'm not jealous because I haven't seen any or heard any up here in Harford County, in the area we live in, until yesterday. I've just been bragging like, oh, we don't have any of those around here. No way. We're lucky. They've skipped us. Well, I was so wrong. So wrong. I found some on my gladiolus that are popping up, the shells. A whole bunch of shells. I hadn't really seen any of them like live, but I did see evidence of a bunch of their shells. And I was going around and just picking them up. My mom was here and she's like, you're so lucky because it's just a heartbeat. The sound is just constant when you go outside where she lives. And I'm not missing out on any of it. Cross my fingers that it doesn't get worse around here. I hear they're really good for chickens though, like they're really good snacks for chickens, so you never know. Let me know if you are in a state that is currently experiencing these 17-year brood cicadas. So I know they're definitely all the talk here in Maryland. Alright, so I think I'm going to top this off with the glitter, and that will be it. I posted on my Instagram story of me collecting these cicada shells, and Keely over at Soy and Shea was like, please tell me you're not putting them on soap. Could you imagine? There'd be little cicada shell embeds on top of soap. That would be so funny and gross at the same time. I've seen people posting recipes about eating them. No thank you, not interested. I hear dogs are eating them. Too bad my chickens aren't having a smorgasbord of cicadas at the moment, but again, I am just enjoying the great outdoors and my backyard and not having to hear or see any cicadas. And I have like so many childhood memories of them. The shells never freaked me out because I remember my dad, he does termite and pest control. He always collected the shells every time he found them, and he would put them on his bookshelf. So the shells never freaked me out. I always thought they were pretty cool. But the bugs themselves did. I remember when I was little running around barefoot at my aunt and uncle's house playing on their jungle gym. I stepped on one and it was still alive. And not only did it make a horrible noise, it felt horrible and it just traumatized me. Hopefully you never have to experience stepping on a cicada. Pray that you don't. Alright, spray this with a little tiny bit of rubbing alcohol so we don't get any soda ash, but I don't think that's going to be the issue because it's really hot out, and I usually get it when it's cold. I'm gonna let this sit for 24 hours and then I'll be back to cut it and show you guys the inside. Alright, it is time to cut into this and see what it looks like on the inside. It's funny, after I got done making this soap, my mom came over and she brought over 2 watermelons. She says one was for Memorial Day and our company, and one was for Sebastian. Only I cut into one and it was like, it wasn't the greatest. It wasn't in season at all. It wasn't sweet. It looked nice, but you gotta really watch out when you pick out watermelons because there is a science to it. So I had a casualty here on my watermelon, but it's cold processed soap, so I'm just gonna stick that half right back on there and you'll never notice. So I find the secret to purchasing watermelon is you really have to pick it up and you have to like tap on it. Make sure that it sounds kind of hollow, but it has a nice weight to it, and the most important thing is to make sure that there's a big old yellow spot on it, so that it means it has ripened on the vine in the sun. That is what you want. Had another casualty on this watermelon here. No problem. Right back on there. Quintessential watermelon soap. I did say that's a strawberry, right? I didn't just call that a watermelon. But I'm super happy with how this turned out. I love the seeds and the rind, and the camera's not picking up, but there are the jojoba beads in there, poppy seeds, the glitter on top, the straw. It smells so yummy and delicious. Happy with how the soap turned out. It will be available on July 30th. That is the next available shop update, so mark your calendars and you can grab one. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, feel free to hit that thumbs up button if you haven't already. If you are new and haven't done so, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. You know you want to. Come check out more soap making adventures over here on this channel. And if you have any questions or comments, feel free as well to leave them for me in the comment section down below. A little bit of everything for everyone. Hit the comments, that like button, the subscribe button. You know, I love all of these things. That's what you're supposed to do on YouTube, right? And until next time, I hope you guys have a very nice day, and I will smell you later.
Oh, do I have one? Oh, I got two. Oh.